The United States, the Bitcoin standard. Is America going to be the Bitcoin nation? Find out. I'm Bill.
I'm Toby.
We are Unhinged Crypto. This is the Unhinged Crypto topic of the day before the presidential debate. Toby, welcome.
5-minute market update.
The 5-minute market update. So,
are we going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't you start off by giving us a read on like Bitcoin and Solana? Tell us what the
Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana.
Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana.
Oh. ETH is coming back, and Solana too, but later. I think I said that yesterday, right?
Right. Well, you said ETH and Solana would recover at the same time.
Yeah, with ETH a little bit in advance of it.
Okay. So.
And Bitcoin a little bit later.
So it's like, will ETH live again?
Yeah.
The boss lady says yes, so let it be so.
The boss lady.
So, okay. So Bitcoin, everyone is
you
like.
You called me a lot of things, but boss lady. I don't know if I like that one.
Okay, well, we'll work on it. So it's like.
Okay.
So, okay, I saw a tweet this morning from a guy I respect who's like, we're on the verge of the Bitcoin standard. The United States, after the election, is going to, I don't know, buy Bitcoin, put it on the Fed's balance sheet. Love the talk. No, you hate it, right? But I know you like Bitcoin after the election. So, what can you tell us about it?
I just think, anything to do with the government takes a lot longer than that. It's not like, January 1st is going to be... That seems...
You mean it's not the U.S. Treasury's job to pump our bags? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, they haven't so far.
Yeah, they have not.
But that's the whole point. I mean, for me, that's why you get into it, right? For me, I wanted an alternative, right? Right. And this is the alternative. So I just don't see the governments moving that fast. The governments who are, making their own crypto, I forget what it's called.
CBDC?
Yeah, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Governments use payment rails, blockchain payment rails.
Well, it's not just the payment rails, but that they're attached to real assets.
Oh, real world assets.
That country owns.
Right.
Whatever their asset is. Mm-hmm. Because they want to get away from the dollar. So I feel like we'll see it every place else and here last. Because think about it, the U.S. dollar has been the standard for so long. They're not going to want to give that up. Right? So that's silly talk to me. I mean...
You're saying countries could follow like El Salvador and like...
Well, some already are, yeah.
Start picking up Bitcoin rapidly.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I wanted to see was an alternative to the dollar, not to replace the dollar necessarily, but to avoid all of the volatility and stuff like that. And I think there's a way larger adoption of cryptocurrency internationally, more than, and that's why we see the decoupling and stuff.
Right.
It's like and that will continue to happen, but if you think that there's one president who's going to be able to go into office and make a change to our monetary system that huge, like that hasn't happened in a long time. Was it the 1920s?
Nixon took us off the gold standard, right?
Yeah, and there was something in the 20s too, but I mean that
was the creation of the Fed.
Yeah, those changes are big and take a long, long time. So I'm not seeing it.
Okay. And then I assume with presidential debates, there's been a trend recently where every time the orange man opens his mouth and goes, yay, Bitcoin, everyone kind of like unloads the next day, or somebody unloads, or, crypto bros love it when politicians mention Bitcoin, but then Bitcoin always goes down the next day, which people haven't wanted to admit yet. I
mean, I feel like it's not related to him talking about it.
Okay.
And the reason why is because what I just said, this is an international currency.
Okay.
It's used in a lot of ways in a lot of different places, right? So how egocentric of us to think that it all revolves around...
Right, whatever we do determines what happens with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, that's so so silly. But that's the benefit of it, you know?
Okay.
To me, that's the benefit of it. That it's not tied to what happens here in Washington, D.C. It's not tied to any one particular government's issues. And
Right.
that it moves outside of that. And that's why what's coming up is going to be really exciting, because we're going to see whole new patterns and are emerging, like starting next year as the decoupling takes more and more hold, you know, and all of these things happening. It's going to be a very, very exciting time. But it's going to make it really challenging to predict based on historical analysis, which is something that you and I have talked about for a long.
Right. Yeah, you're like, get ready for something new. So speaking of that, let's try DeFi on the fly. Rune, Chainlink, and Aave. Where's the short-term upside, the near-term upside?
Okay. Oh. Nice.
Oh.
Those are all good, especially these two, Rune and Chainlink.
Okay.
And you know I like my DeFi.
Right. She likes her DeFi, Rune and Chainlink, okay? And don't get caught selling the fact because some politician brings up BitBoy. The mystic here thinks, correct me if I'm wrong, that around late September, her birthday, that, her birthday present is going to be Bitcoin going up and to the right. Are we correct about that?
Okay, well, you always make it so extreme, because what I think I said is we're going to start seeing it move back up again, and then there may be another drop, but after the election, I think in general, we're going to see that'll be when the big moves happen.
All right, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live, and we'll see you next time.